like to introduce y'all to the king. I like to introduce y'all to the king. Now all I need is my crown and my ring. Now all I need is my crown and my ring. I like to introduce y'all to the king. I like to introduce.
Welcome back to KQ Life Motivation. I'm Zuhair, aka Mr. J. All right, so what I want to do today is get into the word or phrase or quote of the week. If y'all don't know, I'm from Rochester, New York. Rochester stand up. And somebody that's known to come out of Rochester, somebody that a lot of people know that's from Rochester, get a lot of light, is Fredrick Douglas. So I thought it would be only right to introduce this week's phrase or word or quote of the week. It's by him, Fredrick Douglas, and it goes like this: "It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." So I'll put that on the screen or something. Let that sink in. And it's going to kind of tie into our topic with our readings and my motivation for today's or this week. All right, so stay tuned and let's go. Jumping right into it. This week's book, The Body Keeps the Score, Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma by Bessel van der Kolk, MD. Page 31 for those who have the book. I'm going to skip around a couple sections, but I would definitely want to highlight a couple topics. So we go. One of the things that struck my colleague, Mark Greenberg, and me when we ran therapy groups for Vietnam combat veterans was how, despite their feelings of horror and grief, many of them seemed to come to life when they talked about their helicopter crashes and their dying comrades. Former New York Times correspondent Chris Hedges, who covered a number of brutal conflicts, entitled his book, "War is a Force That Gives Us Meaning." Many traumatized people seem to seek out experiences that would repel most of us, and patients often complain about a vague sense of emptiness or boredom when they are not angry, under duress, or involved in some dangerous activity. Now I'm gonna skip past this one part where he talks about one of his patients, one of his personal patients that he did some therapy with, and in the following page, excuse me, he goes to say, "Mark Greenberg and I decided to learn more about attractors, the things that draw us in, motivate us, and make us feel alive. Normally, attractors are meant to make us feel better. So why are so many people attracted to dangerous or painful situations? We eventually found a study that explains how activities that cause us fear or pain can later become thrilling experiences. In the 1970s, Richard Solomon of the University of Pennsylvania had shown that the body learns to adjust to all sorts of stimuli. We may get hooked on recreational drugs because they right away make us feel good, but activities like sauna bathing, marathon running, or parachute jumping, which initially cause discomfort and even terror, can ultimately become very enjoyable. This gradual adjustment signals that a new chemical balance has been established within the body. So that marathon runner, say, gets a sense of well-being and exhilaration from pushing their bodies to the limit. At this point, just as with drug addiction, we start to crave the activity and experience withdrawal when it's not available. In the long run, people become more preoccupied with the pain of withdrawal than the activity itself. This theory could explain why some people hire someone to beat them or burn themselves with cigarettes, or why they only are attracted to people who hurt them. Fear and aversion, in some perverse way, can be transformed into pleasure." That's a mouthful, but we're gonna get into it. Rewind it, pause it, slow it down, or go get the book yourself and check into that. And that's going to that's going to transition right into our next segment that I want to talk about, which is you addicted to the pain. You addicted to the drama. What is it that you're addicted to? What type of drama are you really addicted to? You got to ask yourself that type of question. What type of drama do you keep returning to? And I had struggled with this for the longest time, that I didn't understand why I would tell people war stories and I would be so hyped about it. I'm like, I don't even do that no more. But tell them, I was fighting this person and this happened. And I'm so thrilled about it. And I couldn't quite understand them. Like, after I get telling the story, I'm like, I was really disgusted with myself. Then I wasn't even fully put together. Why I'm so hyped about this? The book The book explains that, and that's a major piece to understanding how our mind works and how it says the body keeps a score. It's just your body remembering. It's just your body recalling how you felt in those moments, that thrill that you had. So it's not you happy. It's not that at all. It's just your body remembers it, or the body keeps a score. So make sure y'all check that out. I'll leave the title or whatever in the description. A lot of us is addicted to the struggle, man. I said it. Y'all addicted to the struggle. Y'all addicted to not doing nothing. And I know, oh, Zoo here, why you come? Some of y'all, I'm not, if it don't apply, let it fly. But some of us kings and queens, we addicted to the drama. We're addicted to toxic relationships. Why? Because with that high comes a low. With that low comes a high. When you arguing with your significant other, even if you're arguing with yourself, if you're going through it, when you have no job, it feels good to have a job. Correct me if I'm wrong. When you have no dollars, it feels good to have $10. You understand what I'm saying? So there's more reinforcement. There's more rewards when you don't have much. So it's addicting. When you're already good, now when you're at a baseline, I'm not saying you rich or you this, that, and the third, but when you middle, in the middle class internally, or even in your internal kingdom or queendom, when you're in that middle zone, it's not too many ups, downs when it's quiet. When your life is, going smooth, it's not too much going on. But if you always got some drama, you're always receiving calls, a lot of things is happening subconsciously. A lot of us is not getting the things that we need, such as appreciation, acknowledgement. But when you get that phone call with some drama and you feel good once you figure it out for somebody else, but what happens when them phone calls stop and you're left by yourself? What happens when you have a job now and you're no longer, going out and getting calls back and your phone is ringing and for this job interview? All that's done. Now you got a job. Now you got a decent, amount of money saved up. What happens then? You're going to seek that high again. You're going to seek that high again. And that's what the book talks about, is that stimuli or that stimulus of the drama. It causes your heart to pump physically. Y'all know these physical responses your body have. Your heart start pumping, your blood boiling, you ready to tear something up. And then once you figure something out, or you solve a situation, or even if you solve it unhealthily, in an unhealthy way, it feel good. You feel, relaxed, right? So what happens when there ain't no drama though? When there's no drama, what happens? Now what? So once again, this is the way you fix that, is recognizing your behaviors and what you're accustomed to and what you want to be used to now. That was the old you. That's the old king you were, the old queen you were. Now we're focused on what positivity looks like in your life now. How can we replace those old thrills that used to get us going and we feel good about with something positive? Now, instead of solving a fight or even going to fight somebody and you feeling like a hero, how can you feel like a hero in your day-to-day life, but do it in a way that's going to keep you safe and keep you home with your family and keep you on a successful path in your life and make you a better version of yourself? So we went over the book, the quote or phrase of the week. So make sure y'all putting that in your daily lives, in your kingdom and queendoms. I appreciate every last one of y'all, from 10 viewers to 10 million viewers, subscribers, or whatever have you. I appreciate y'all. King life, queen life, KQ life.